What is up YouTube, it's JMEimagine here. Hope you're all having a great day. Right now I'm coming out with a brand new video, okay? And let me just change something real quick. Right now it's going to be a video about my first time, okay? So what does that mean, okay? So I've got loads of questions right now in front of me on my phone about my first time, okay? I've got 50 questions, but I can't answer all of them because some of them don't apply to me. It's just basic questions for the average person, like when was your first car, I don't have a car, stuff like that. So, my first time. You know your screen keeps changing like this? Yeah, well, it's not going to anymore. Locked it. Alright, my first time. When was your first public speaking success? As far as public speaking goes, I've not really done any. You could kind of say acting in front of a big crowd, recording scenes and stuff like that in front of a big crowd. You could kind of say that was a speaking thing. What was the question? A public speaking? It wasn't at all. You can kind of say it was. I don't know, you guys. Yeah. Okay, so my next question is, when was the first time you got stitches? And I don't know whether this means stitches. Wait, 1 second, I've done something stupid, yeah. When was the first time I got stitches? I don't know whether it means stitches in like when you're running, you get a stitch, or whether you're in stitches, like when you're laughing. That's a tough one right there. I don't think I know the answer to that one. Now, the first time I got a stitch, God knows. I used to play football as a kid and basketball. They were my two main sports as a child, so I'm guessing during one of them times when I was very young, I got a stitch. I don't know, I'll look at my little brother now, he's 7, and every time he comes out with me, he's always running, and he's like, I've got a stitch. So I must have had a stitch at that age. I have no idea. Alright, moving on. When was the first time you stayed up all night and watched the sunrise? The first time I stayed up all night? Okay, so when I was younger, we're talking probably about high school, I used to do all-nighters with my friends, go around to their houses, play some video games like Call of Duty, like Zombies or something, stay up all night with them, have a laugh, talk about absolutely everything you can possibly think of, and just do an all-nighter. But I've never really, when I was younger, when I did them, we never really got up to watch the sunrise. I've seen the sunrise when I've been doing that, but we never got up for the sunrise, okay? So the first time I've ever got up for the sunrise was actually when I went to Ibiza with my girlfriend, okay? You guys have seen them Ibiza vlogs. You see that we call it the sunrise nice and early in the morning. I was shattered, I was like, meh, let me sleep, meh. Here's what it is, there we go. That was the first time I stayed up to watch the sunrise. But we didn't actually stay up, we just got up early. So that's actually a lie. First time I stayed up all night and watched the sunrise, I'm guessing it was when I was younger then with my school friends. But like I said, it wasn't to watch the sunrise, so yeah. I think we need some new questions up in here. I don't know about you. What was the first thing you learned to cook? The first thing that I learned to cook, I'm guessing something like toast. Okay, so when I was younger, I used to always go to my nana's house and bake all the time. Like, I was like 6, 7, I'm like, let's make cakes, blah, blah, blah. But I never knew how to make them, I just made them with my nana. So the first thing I learned how to do myself, I'm guessing it was something like toast, something proper simple like toast. Yeah, that's a good one, that's Joe. Toast, there we go. I'm guessing that's the first thing I learned how to cook. Because technically you cook bread, so, well, bread is cooked. And you cook it a bit more to make it toast. I'm going on with myself. Alright, what was your first paying job? Alright, this might surprise a few of you guys right now, but when I was younger, my nana had like a little job like on the side that she just did for a bit of fun, bit of extra money. And she worked in a nursery, like cooking in the day, because she was a real good cook, my nana. So I used to go in every now and again and help her in the kitchen, like doing stuff, because I've always been fascinated with food. with cooking, all that sort of stuff. I've always been like really like, wow, this is amazing. And I've always found it quite enjoyable, cooking and stuff like that. So that can answer both questions in one there, but that was my first paying job, so she used to pay me like £2 every time I went in and helped her out. So that was alright. I was working for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, £2, you know, £1 an hour, hey. No, you all wish you had my childhood. You all wish you had my childhood. Making money from like 7 years old. Oh, girl. What is life? When was the first time you flew on an aeroplane? Alright, so I've been going on holiday every year since before I can remember. And so the first time I went on holiday, I'm guessing I was about 1, 2 maybe? No, I wouldn't have been that young. I don't know actually. I really can't remember my first holiday. I was really young. And I was actually thinking about this before, okay, like how it's just a blur, like your childhood's just like over like that. And then you're thinking about it, like I remember little things about my childhood, like being in that situation. But the rest of it's like a blur, it's all just like a dream, like it's never happened. It's weird. But it's weird, childhood's weird, like you just forget stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Don't know when my first flight was at all. What was the first concert you went to see? Okay, so the first concert I can remember I went to see was actually Will Young, I think it was. I think I went with my family when I was younger. I remember my brother was probably about 16 at the time, who's now 27 I think. And at the time, he was probably about 16. So it was a long time ago this. I was about 7 or 8. A lot happened when I was 7 or 8, around my age, I'm telling you. Busy, very productive years. But, oh yeah, I went to watch Will Young. My brother was like, oh, I'm not gonna go, but can I have the money instead so I can go out with my friends? As you do, as you do. Like if I was 16 now and someone said, do I go watch Will Young? I'd be like, meh. Not really. I wouldn't want to pay money to watch something that I don't listen to, or someone I don't listen to, sorry. But yeah, that was my first concert I ever went to when I was about 7 or 8. Will Young, there it is. What was your first bike like? My first bike was the beast. I remember as a kid you always had them very small ones, but my first actual proper bike, I remember it was my older brother's, cause we never really had a lot of money growing up, and I was at my nana's house and it was in a shed for ages, years and years and years, and I was always like, it was one of the moments where I was like, one day that's gonna be your bike, that Joe. I was like, really? I want it now. I used to always try and get on it, but my feet wouldn't touch the pedals or they wouldn't touch the floor, and I was like just falling off it every time I got on it. But I remember when I first got that bike, absolutely loved it. I couldn't not ride it. Like, I've always loved bikes. I don't know what it is about bikes, but I've always loved them. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and that was my first bike. I don't know how old I was when I got that. I remember I was looking forward to it for so many years and so long. Every time I went round, I seen if I'd grown and jumped on it. But I don't remember when I got that actually. But yeah. You know, this video is supposed to be kind of like you guys getting to know me a little bit, but I don't know anything about myself. So you guys are just struggling like, what? When do you do this? Anyway, moving on. When was the first time you moved houses? Okay, so I used to live in a place called Ratcliffe, growing up for about 2, 3, maybe 4 years after I was born. If you don't know where Ratcliffe is, it's near Bury, out on the outskirts of Manchester. We used to live there for a couple of years, and then I moved up to Whitefield, which is a nicer area than Ratcliffe. And I was probably about 4 when I first moved houses. This is one of the memories I can actually remember when I was growing up. You know, you just have random memories. Okay, I remember driving. Well, I wasn't obviously driving. I was in like a, what do they call them, high seat chair things. And you just sit in the car like, yeah, this is me, my life. I was in one of them. I remember just coming up my street for the first time and like, hey, that's my house. And then last year, I think it was April, May last year, I actually moved into this house. Moved from Whitefield, like from Ratcliffe to Whitefield to Prestwich. They're all within like walking distance. For me to walk to my old house, it takes about 20 minutes. To walk to my old house, it'll probably take like an hour and 20 minutes to walk. But there's transport which will take 10 minutes to get there. In a car it takes about 10 minutes. From this house to my old house about 10 minutes, and from this house to my old house probably about 15, 20 minutes. So I part of life like it's experiencing things. It's good. It's good. It's real good. Hi. When was the first time you quit a job? I've never quit a job. Every job I've had, I've pretty much still got, or it's just stopped. Like, I've never ever quit a job, okay? So, growing up, obviously, I was helping my nana out. I class that as a job. But she stopped working there, so I stopped, obviously. I didn't carry on going in like, hello everybody, let's cook some food. Yeah. But yeah, that stopped, and then growing up, my first job was probably being a cleaner at Holy Cross College, where I'm still working now 4 years later. A waiter for Bury Council, which I'm still working now. But I've had other little jobs in between all these, such as I worked at that tanning place for about 2 months, but then I was a promoter for this tanning place. I was promoting the spray tans, and they ended up getting rid of the spray tan machine and was like, sorry Joe, we don't need you. So I wasn't technically fired, they just didn't need me, so they said they'll give me a call if they want any more staff anyway on like the main floor. So yeah, but all my job, I've never quit a job in my life, so learn from the best. What was the first professional sporting event you went to? Okay, so I've been to many events in my life, sporting events. Growing up, obviously I've been playing basketball and football. Been growing up, happy days, and for some reason the timer on my camera's flashing at me. What the heck? We good? Okay, so for some reason my camera's flashing at me. I have no idea why it was flashing at me then, but I don't know, it's like the timer started flashing like it's just gonna stop recording, like bing 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 bing. I was like, stop doing that. The first professional sporting event I went to, okay, so as I was saying, growing up I went to quite a few events. I obviously played basketball and football, so I played quite a lot of sport. Growing up, they were my main sports, and obviously on the side I used to go out and play different sports like tennis, cricket, rounders, golf, anything I can even think of. I probably tried out and did it. The first professional sporting event was probably, I can't remember what it's called, but it was kind of like the X Games. Okay, so it's like the JMEimagine Arena in Manchester, which apparently I think it's changed to the Phones for You Arena now. It was there, and basically they had like motorbikes, like cross bikes, like skateboarding on massive ramps, all that sort of stuff. That was absolutely awesome. I loved that. There were monster trucks there and everything. So as a kid, like, monster trucks, yeah! So that was amazing. I went to that. It was actually for my brother's birthday we did that for anyway. Seen it on telly. I think that year my brother decided to like take me somewhere for my birthday, like to like some sort of concert or something, but I can't remember what it was. He did something for my birthday, and then this show came on the TV, like an advert for it. So I was like, so I was going to my dad. I was like 9 at the time, I think. I was like, dad. I was probably younger. I don't actually know. I don't know. I was like, oh dad. Look at this. Do you think we can take Martin there for his birthday? Because he got something for me for my birthday like this. He's like, yeah, sure, we'll look into it and all this sort of stuff. So we started looking into it. We asked my brother if he wanted to go. Well, we've got my brother a ticket, I think, something like that. And he turned around and went, no, I don't want to go. I was like, I'm still going though. So I went there with my dad. Ended up bumping into one of my friends there from primary school, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, the school education system in the UK is different to like US and probably all over the world, to be honest. We've got primary school, high school, college, and university. And that's basically it. We don't have no middle school, or I don't know. Our university is most people's college. College for us is free unless you're over like 21 or something like that. But yeah, that was another topic right there. I think that was my first professional sporting event I went to actually, so it was absolutely crazy. I was crossed by like motorbikes, like doing backflips and stuff like that, and guys on skateboards, all that sort of stuff. Then after that, I think my next one after that, like professional, like big event, was the Paralympics, London 2012 Paralympics, Olympic and Paralympic Games actually. I went down for the Paralympics because my brother's girlfriend was in it. Well, she wasn't actually my girlfriend at the time. My girlfriend to be then was actually in it, which I was real close to her at the time. Unfortunately, that's not worked out now, but that's another story. But yeah, so I went down there, watched a few of the games, stuff like that. So that was absolutely awesome. I knew quite a lot of players as well because I've obviously played wheelchair basketball in my life. So I went down there, watched it with a bit of my family, and it was great. Loved it. Paralympic and Olympic Games for the win. Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was absolutely awesome. And I didn't want to leave London. London is awesome. I like London. London is the best. But yeah, that was basically my first ever sporting and last ever sporting event I went to professionally. When was the first time you realised you was good at your job? Day I started. Alright, so my waitering job, obviously I had to learn bits and bobs, but the first time I actually realised I was decent at it was when they actually put me in charge of a few events. Not as like a head waiter or anything like that, but there have been a few events where they've been like, Joe, you're in charge of this tonight, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I was like, okay, well you trust me, you know I can do the job well, blah blah blah. My cleaning job, I realised I was good at that, even though I still get stiff in the next day and I've not done anything properly or whatever. I am good at that, but I don't want to do that, so I don't try to do that. So, it is what it is. When was your first regrettable hairstyle? Okay, so when I was younger, I used to just constantly spike my hair up, like, it's a bit over the top now like this, but I used to just be up, like straight up, like electric. Out the sides, out the top, out the back, like up, just up, all over. And that was pretty cool. I was in primary school then, you know, I was doing my hair in primary school, you know, getting all fashionable. And then we got to high school, still doing that a little bit with like little chubby cheeks. And I ended up highlighting my hair, which it looked decent at the time, but obviously I had hair out here, up here, out the back, and I had like highlights in a couple of them. Which at the time, highlights were actually in. A few of the lads in my year had highlights. But yeah, highlights were in at the time, but right now I look back and I'm like, what the hell was I doing? Would I get highlights again? Hell yeah, they were fun. It was a smile on people's face. That's what I like to do. And it was quite fun, enjoyed it. You only live once, why not have a laugh and do stuff for the fun of it? So hell yeah, I'd do them again, but that was my first regrettable hairstyle. In terms of style and stuff like that, I look back and I'm like, what the fuck? Moving on. When was the first time you cut class? Probably actually primary school. I'm expecting my mum to walk in and be like, what? But probably primary school, yeah. I remember you should go to the toilet and stuff like that, and just stay in the toilet for like an hour. I was like, yes, I'm just not feeling well. High school, I did the same a few times, but mainly got out of it because of a few of my friends. Like one of my friends, Jamie, shout out to Jamie, JBrooks81HD. He used to have like allergies in school, or allergies. He did have allergies, but he used to blag it a little bit. And for some reason, in high school, he was allowed to take one friend out of the class with him to make sure he's okay. And he was like, who should have picked today? And every time he picked me, we always used to go out and just have a laugh. A few times we did blag it a little bit, like, oh, we're not feeling well, blah, 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 blah. Sat at the nurse's office in school, just like, yeah, well, we're not feeling too good today, so we're just going to chill here for a little bit. And then obviously in college, just the crap lessons, just like, I'll leave, I'm not going there, I'd just rather go home instead, or too tired, we're not doing anything, blah, 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 go home instead. Play some Call of Duty. No, make videos for you guys and play Call of Duty. How old were you when you had your first kiss? Primary school. I used to play this game, right? We called it Kissy Monster. Basically, I used to run up to a load of girls and be like, you're on. What we're playing? Kissy Monster. You gotta kiss us and then we're out. It's like Tig, but kissing. So I was there, little Joe, like running around, like all these girls chasing me, like, way. And yeah, he used to have to make girls kiss me. Worked. Tactics from Joe right there. Kissy Monster. And then my first proper kiss I don't actually remember because I don't know, I had a girlfriend in nursery, I had a girlfriend like year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Different girls, obviously. But when was the first time I went fishing? I've been fishing twice I think actually in my whole life. I do enjoy fishing, but I hate maggots. Oh, they go through me, so I can't touch maggots. Even the thought of holding a fish goes through me a little bit, so every time I went fishing, I always got someone to put the bait on the hook for me, and then take the fish off the hook for me. I was really good at fishing, I always got the fish for me, I got the biggest ones all the time. But I remember I was stuck to my brother's house once, and when he was living in a flat, and he was like, do you want to go fishing tomorrow? I was like, hell yeah, I'm down, this is the first time I went fishing. He's like, right, well, we need a fishing license. I was like, you need a license to fish? To throw something in the water and get it back out? He was like, yeah, but it only costs like £5 for the year. I was like, oh, do it. So he paid it for me. The next day we went fishing, so that's pretty cool. First time I went fishing right there, I don't know how old I was. I'm guessing I was in year 8 or 9, so what's that? That's like 13, 14, somewhere around there. How old was I when I first got my first computer? Okay, so I'm pointing it out like that's my first computer. It ain't my first computer. I think that's my third computer right there. My first computer I ever had, I think I was in year 7, so last year. 11 or 12 years old. I think it was the Christmas of year 7 actually. So I always remember getting this computer, I was so stoked. So I took it upstairs, had like a nice desk ready, all this good stuff. Monitor, computer, which actually got built from scratch because my uncle used to build a computer and all that. My dad just obviously paid my uncle for all the parts, he put it all together. And there you go, first computer Christmas present, and it was great. I just jumped on it, installed, I bought games obviously in the future, like Call of Duty 4 and that sort of stuff. And I actually had a competitive Call of Duty 4 team on PC, so along with the veteran Call of Duty players. And my camera's flashing at me again, and I have no idea why. I don't like this. Alright guys, that's actually it for my questions right now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Like I said before, this is the video basically for you guys getting to know me a little bit. My first time So that's absolutely crazy. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more stuff like this, more like IRL videos, more me talking to you guys, talking to a camera, with you guys on the other side just watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this sort of stuff. If you do, make sure you do the like rating. Please leave a comment down below of some of your first times. If you have any funny stories or anything like that, or you want to see me tell you guys any more funny stories. Like some of you guys seen on my other channel, I did some funny stories, which apparently you guys really loved. And I found it really hard to think of another funny story. Like, I've got so many, but I can't think of them. It's weird as hell. But anyway guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, make sure you do leave a like rating. This is my first time video. First time tag, I think the phrase is now. It's a tag video. JMEimagine, comment, rate, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace. Bam.